Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to rig up. I'm going to do a simple car rig. Okay, simple. It's just going to go straight forward, and we're going to have squishy tires. That's it. What I need some joints. I need lots of joints, man. Tomorrow's 420. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm just going to go over to rigging, and I'm going to go to skeleton, and I'm going to hit the create joints tool. And here, I'll reset it. Do I change anything? I don't like the variable bone radius. All this other stuff doesn't really matter in this case here, because we just need to set up a few simple joints. So I'll say it's good. And I can just create a joint right here, and if you want to, while you're moving it, you can hold down X. I held down X, and yeah, there we go. Enter. Okay, I actually really only need one joint. I'm just going to get rid of it, man. And I can change the radius of it here, or you can change it under Display, Animation, Joint Size. So you got two different options. Okay, I'm good with this. And I'll get my Move tool on. And now what I want to do is get it to the center of this wheel. And so, to get it to the center, we got a pivot point right there we can play with. Okay, great. I'm just going to put it on wireframe unshaded. And I'll hold down V and I'll middle click. And it'll pop right there. Just going to double check. Just one vertice. Okay, cool. Okay, so it has to be in the center of the wheel. And I got to figure out where this thing's going to turn. I'm just going to make a quick duplicate. So I made a duplicate, and now you can see I've got two joints, man. That's crazy. Anyway, make a second joint, and then I'm just going to make another one. I'm just hitting Control D, and I'll hold down X. So it's right there. In Translate X, you can see it's zeroed out. I snapped to the grid. Okay, cool. And then I'm just going to take this. I'm going to make another duplicate. I'm going to hold down V. Boop. And I don't know how to get it to the center of that one here. Let's just go to the right view. And I'll hit 4. And if I hold down V, I can move it and snap it to this direction and this direction. Just depends. Some wheels are going to have bigger. Some car tires are going to be bigger in the front than in the back. Okay, just depends. So I might have to change some things around. That's what I did. And okay, I got that. And then I'm going to make a duplicate again. And this one can go back here someplace. Doesn't really matter. The back wheels don't turn, right? So what I was looking at here was I got one here that's going to spin the wheel around, and then this one here is for steering, if I want to do that. Okay. And then there's this one up here that is the front end. And I should be good with that. Sometimes what I'll do, another little thing here, I'll make a duplicate of this one, and I won't scale it. I can just use the radius and make it bigger. Okay, cool. And I think that's good. Now I'm just going to start parenting things. So I'll take this one and I'll parent it to that one. I'll hit P. So that's parented in. Then take this one to that one and I'll hit P. This one here, that's going to be the front underscore front. Actually, what is this? This is the left, right? Yeah. So left underscore. We'll call it the wheel. Wheel underscore JNT. Okay. And then this one here is going to be the front underscore, and I'm screwing that up. Left underscore steer. Underscore JNT. Done. Okay. And then this is going to be the front axle joint. Front underscore JNT. Great. Okay, that's cool. And remember, I can just take this one here, and that's the left side, right? And I can go over and I can go to skeleton, and I'll go here to mirror joints and go across the YZ, search for capital L underscore, replace capital R. Boop, done. Okay, it saves me some naming. I hate naming everything. Okay. And Then the next one is I want to go in here to this joint, and this is going to be my back BK underscore left underscore, and it'll be wheel. Okay, underscore JNT. And that should be good there. Anything else I need to worry about there? Nope. And when I parent this one, I am going to parent it to this one here. Boop. Okay, and this one here is going to be parented to this as well. And let's see, if I take this one and then this one and I parent those together, my God! It's all coming together, and I'll just take this and I'll mirror that one. Bloop. And there we go, I've got my skeleton. And I've got this ability now that I can take this and I could make that front end move up without moving the back wheels. Okay, that was kind of the goal there. That's why I have all these joints the way they are. So now I got all my joints. And did I name everything? Did I name that one? Oh, that's going to be the root. Root underscore JNT. And did I name that one as well? I did not. That's the back underscore axle underscore JNT. Done. Oh, I did axle. I got a freaking capital X in here. Okay. Remember, neatness is good. So we're happy there. We got my skeleton. Now, what I want to do is I might go and take this whole thing and I'm going to group it. I'm just going to go and Control G, and I just grouped it. I'll move this over here so you can see this, and this is going to be my skeleton underscore GURP. Okay, and I screwed up something again! Great. And with this root joint here, I would like the root joint to follow my God control. I've already made a God control. You can see other videos how I make something like this. You could use a big circle if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to select the God control, and I'll select the root joint. And I'm going to do a constraint. I'm going to do a parent constraint on this one. Maintain offset is on. Bloop. Okay, so whenever I move this, it moves everything else. Okay. Now, let's start thinking about some of these other things I want to do here. I've got these wheels, and their pivot point is here. Okay, this one's here. You can see that I've got, each one is in a group, and the group has got the pivot point centered. It's a good spot. Okay, but the rest of the geometry doesn't. Disc brakes. Okay, all these little doodads in here. But the big one is that pivot point is centered. You could probably center the other ones if you wanted to. What I'm going to do, I could do this one of two ways. I could bind the tire to this joint, or I can just go ahead and constrain it. So I'm just going to grab this joint and I'm going to constrain it. I'll go into constrain, and let's see, do we want this one to move it as well? Sure, so I'm going to give it a parent constraint. And I'll do the same thing for the other wheels as well. Treat all the wheels the same. So if I go in here and I grab this joint, grab that one, and I'll just hit G, and that should give me my parent constraint. It did. Okay, good. Good. And if I select this one, if you just want to grab the group faster instead of hunting for it in the hypergraph, okay, if you just hit the up arrow, that will usually go up to your group and your pivot is selected. And if I go over here and I select that joint, now I've selected them in the wrong order. The last object selected is highlighted in green. Remember that you can go here to object and flip them around, so the last object is the tire now, and I can go constrain, parent constrain. Okay, take this, hit the up arrow, grab that, and flip them around there. Okay, so I just did the same thing. It's just so that I don't always have to have this window open, just other ways to navigate around and switch things up. And so now, when I grab this thing and I move it forward, yay! Oh, I had a moment there, didn't update properly. Okay, what are we at? 9 minutes? So, I'll probably end up dividing this video into two. The first one here is, now that we got this working, what I want to have happen is when I pull this forward, I want the tire to rotate. Okay, so let's hit 5. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a flat spot. Hopefully I've got a flat spot on here. I'm just going to go in and grab an edge loop. That edge loop doesn't exist. How about this one? There's an edge loop right there. Okay, I'll just hit F so you can see it. It's nice and flat, and it's kind of, yeah, that should do just fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to modify, and I'm going to go to convert polygonal edges to curve. Boop. And so now that's a curve. Okay, and I'm just going to kill the history on this thing and freeze the transformations. Okay, now the curve, I want to know what the measurement is of this curve, and so we need the curve info node. So the curve info node, now it's suddenly arclen dash ch1, bloop. And I think I got to put a space between ch and 1. Okay, great. And then I'll hit enter. Okay, so you saw me do that down here. I typed in arclen space dash ch space 1. And that gives me something called a curve info node. I don't see it here. I'm going to see it when I'm on my attribute editor, though. There's the curve info node. It's telling me the distance, and I'm just going to copy that, the distance of this curve. Okay, it's 24.957. And you could do this a number of ways. What I need to do is I need to make it so that whenever I move this forward, that distance, the car tire is going to rotate 360 degrees. Okay? So, what I'm going to do first is we're going to do a set-driven key. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab this joint here, just the wheel joint. Okay? And I'm going to go into objects here. Nope, I can't grab it here. It's going to be a rotate around the, which axis is this one? This one here is going to be my Z. Okay, so the rotate Z. If I highlight that, I can go over here to edit, and I can go to the set-driven key. Because they moved it out of the rigging, which is stupid. That's my fast way to get to it. And that opens up this window here. Okay. I get really irritated by that. Then, what I'm going to do is I'll load up the driver. You don't have to have this so big. And whenever I translate Z on this car, it's going to rotate Z, the wheel. So we'll start out here at the default settings, and I'll just go ahead and hit key. And then I'll take the God control, and I'm going to move it ahead. Boop. 224.957 units. And I'm going to hit enter. And I used rotate Z because I was smoking crack, and I meant to hit translate Z. Let's try that again. Good, just smoke a little bit of crack. Everything looks better. Okay, great. So now it's forward. And I'm going to take this wheel, and I'm going to take the wheel, and I'm going to find the rotate value, and I'm going to go 360 degrees, and I'll hit key. So that's rotated around 360 degrees. And now when I move it back and forward, actually, when I translate that back, am I just going crazy, or is it just the speed that I'm going at? Okay, I'm just going to move this over. Okay, so we got a problem here. The first problem is, if I go to the graph editor, and I've got my joint selected, you're going to find that the auto curve is on. I freaking hate the auto curve. Okay, I find that when I'm in here and I'm looking at my animation, I tend to like clamped. Linear or clamped. Okay? But that's not going to change things here. And they made it so in the graph editor here, if you want to select your two keyframes, I usually go and I drag across the curve and it selects it, but in 2017 they changed it so you have to hold down M when you do that. And I can make this straight, or what I really want is spline. Okay, I want spline because that'll give me a nice straight line. Again, another thing they changed with the linear thing a few versions ago. And I have infinity on, so you can see infinity. Okay, so you can see that line afterwards. And what I want to do is take this curve, and pre-infinity, I'm going to make it linear. And then the line goes straight. And I'm going to go to curves post-infinity. I'll make that linear as well. Okay, and let's try this out again. See how it works. Actually, what the hell am I smoking about? It's just because I'm going backwards? I'm going the right direction, right? Okay. 224. This thing. And I'm just going to check something here. If I take this and I go edit, scale, and I scale it. Scale value pivot, so value be the up and down one here. So if I change that so it's -1, so that'll flip it. And then what happens? Yeah, okay. I guess there's something funny going on. But anyway, I fixed it. So, there we have it. I've had to flip it around for some reason. It wasn't 360, it was negative value, whatever. So if I take this and I zero it out, we're parked. And if I do this, I pull it forward, the wheel moves. Okay, and now what I gotta do is I gotta do that for every one of these things. It goes a little bit faster every time you do it. And I'm gonna stop the video at the 16-minute mark. Anything else you want to do in there? And now also too, because I put it on infinity, that means that when I go beyond 1, it goes and it carries it on. Okay, so it follows in linear. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to do another video where I make squishy tires.